Hello friends, welcome to Real Talk with Ihoma, where I cheer you on your path to becoming the best version of yourself. My name is Ihoma and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 secrets actually. Basically, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 assets that you can invest in that will make you so much money, and not just money, that will make you wealthy all round. And guess what? The best part is it's free. You don't need to invest. You don't need to own money to actually invest in these 5 assets. So come along with me while I share these secrets with you. So when I talk about assets, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so before we continue, let me just say, in a simple term, an asset means a valuable person or a valuable thing. That's basically the meaning, but when you come to financial assets, which is what I'm sure most people thought about when I talked about assets, is basically a thing that is owned by a person or a company that is valuable and that can be used to cover debts or legacies, or just basically something that can give you cash. Okay, so like I said, the first thing that comes to our mind when we talk about assets is financial assets, which are indeed assets. But what I'm going to actually be talking to you today about is something that is way much more than financial assets. So the first asset that I'm going to talk about is the most important asset of them all. And that asset is actually the asset of good health. You and I know that without good health, nothing else matters. If you're sick, you will not be thinking about making money. It doesn't matter how much you earn. All you're thinking about is getting well. I mean, take the example of late Steve Jobs. When he was ill, I'm very sure none of these things mattered. All the assets he had, all the money he had, it didn't make any sense to him at that point. And so that is why it becomes very important that we invest in having good health. And when I talk about investing in good health, the emphasis is actually on preventive health measures, not necessarily therapeutic health measures. So you should invest in a healthy lifestyle, which means eating healthy, exercise, and rest. Rest is a very, very, very important way to invest in good health, and also avoiding those toxins that can destroy our health. Like smoking, drugs, alcohol, and all whatnot. So these are the things that you should begin to look into if you haven't started. And of course, when you get to a certain age, remember to do your annual health screen. The second most important asset, this one closely follows your health, and that is the asset of your mind, your mindset. I'm sure we've all heard this saying over and over again, that your brain is your most valuable asset. Well, like I said, after your health. Everything we see in the world today, all the exceptional architectures, all the technologies, all the innovations and the inventions that man has brought forward today came out of people's mindsets. People had to think about this idea. I mean, just imagine someone living in, say, 1920. I'm sure it will never have occurred to them that there could be a time where, let's say, you will be in the UK and you can actually have meetings with people in 40 different countries from different continents, just being where you are. I'm sure it will blow anybody's mind who was in the 1920s at that time, to know that something like that could happen. Then people were able to train and educate their mind to see possibilities in every seemingly impossibilities. I can imagine that 50 years from now, maybe man will begin to walk on the air. literally flying or walking in the air. Take for instance, if you know how to swim, right? Before you started learning how to swim and after you learned how to swim, did anything change in your body? No, nothing changed in your physical body. You still had the same body you had. You didn't grow gills like a fish or something. It was still the same body. But let me tell you what changed. Your mindset. It was your mind that was trained to swim, not necessarily your body. So once you are able to train your mind, educate your mind, then you can make as much money as possible depending on how far you can train your mind. And that's why we go to school. When we go to school, we don't go to school to train our body. It's still our mind. is still our intellect. So yes, your mind is a very valuable asset, and be sure to invest in it by reading, by taking courses. There's so many free courses now on the internet, so money is not even an issue. Fill your mind with knowledge and grow. So the third very important asset that you can actually start investing in without money, even today, is your network. When I talk about network, I mean your circle of friends, your circle of acquaintances, family, the people, the other human beings that you have around you, you have in your space. That's a very great investment. Some of us take our network and relationships for granted. I used to take my network and relationship. I wasn't really interested in developing, relationship. I didn't really see the importance of it. But trust me, having a great network, having a loyal network is a very valuable asset that even money cannot afford. So let's look at the case study of Jeff Bezos, who is currently the richest man in the world and worth over, I think, $130 billion currently. I mean, let's just take a look at his business. And so I think he started this Amazon business as an online bookstore in 1994 in his garage. So just imagine him. He had good health at that point and formed enough to bring up this idea of online bookstore at that point. And he started it. And imagine that he didn't have any network. He didn't have family, friends. It was just him. He wanted to do it on his own. I really, really doubt that he will be where he is today, because he actually did have a network. I mean, it started with his parents loaning him over $300,000 as a 1994 to invest in his business. And then when he expanded, he started getting investors to invest in the business. He had to get loans from banks and all that good stuff. So definitely he wouldn't be where he is if he did not utilize the network he had around him. Another good example is the popular Facebook Mark Zuckerberg. Most of us know his story, how he started Facebook with his friends. I think there were actually two co-founders before one of them dropped. I don't know what happened, but there were actually two main guys. There were also other people behind the scene. And these are some of the issues that we don't get to hear. When people are telling us how to make money, they tell you hustle, 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 this one, all those are good, but some of these things, if you don't work on them, then all your hustles really are in vain. Just take an instance where you meet your friend and he asks you, so what's up with you? And you tell him, I'm interested in robotics, I have the knowledge, I'm really looking for investors or something like that. You just tell it to him and he's like, oh, I wish you all the best. And let's say the next week that your friend goes to a party and he's with his friend, and his friend's friend just came in and they're just chit-chatting, and that friend's friend begin to talk about how he's interested in robotics and he's looking for a small startup company to invest in, and he just goes on, and all of a sudden it clicks to your friend. Oh, I know the right guy for you. I have a friend that's actually well versed in robotics. I could link you up. And the other guy's like, oh, perfect, link us up. And that's how these good things happen, and that's how that other person will get a job or will launch his business and become a force. So your network is important. Invest in your network. The fourth asset that you should really look into investing that will make you so much money and much more is volunteering, especially if you're young. And when I mean young, you're just starting out in the world of finances and money making. Volunteering is a secret key that will open so many doors for you, especially if you're starting. Definitely any age group can volunteer. Everybody, in fact, can volunteer. Especially when it comes to harnessing your skills. If you have some sort of skill set you want to develop, when you volunteer, the major thing is you're gaining experience. And in our world today, with the way things are going, employers are looking out for people with experience. And even you, if you want to start a business of your own, you need experience in order to be able to navigate the path of business, of the business world. You need experience. You need to know how things are done. And that is why the Igbo tribe in Nigeria, there's a popular strategy they use in business. Basically what they do is that a wealthy Igbo man, for example, who has a business or a shop in a city, something that is making him good money, he goes to the village or goes to his state and he brings a boy or a girl or whatever that will come and be like an apprentice under him. And that guy, he's not paying the guy, but of course he provides food, he provides a place to live for the guy. So the guy works for him and learns the trade maybe for years. And then at the end of that apprenticeship period, he settles the guy. So the idea is that instead of paying him cash all those years, it's like he's accumulating the cash. Let the apprentice just concentrate on learning the business, on doing a job and learning the skill trade. And then at the end of the service year, whether it's 7 years, 10 years, depending on the agreement, it's like he gets all the money and then gives to him. So that's called like settlement, for him to now start that same business, because now he's empowered with knowledge and experience, and nothing beats that. And that system is currently being studied to be taught in even MBA classes, because it's a very wonderful system. So volunteering is key. Not only will you get experience and skill in volunteering, it also expands your network. So you're getting like two things in one. So money is not everything immediately. There are some things you might need to do, sacrifice in order to get that long-term goal of being wealthy. Final asset that I'm going to emphasize on is social media. Social media is something that will not be going away from the lives of human beings. It has come to stay forever. If anything, it's going to be changing over the years. Our lives are going to be getting way more even connected to social media. So I think it's something that every one of us should really look into investing. So instead of using your data all the time, using social media for entertainment and wasting your valuable time on social media doing nothing, I think you should begin to look at it as a source of investment. And thankfully, most social media platforms are free. I mean, it's free to open a Facebook account, it's free to open a Facebook page, it's free to start an Instagram page, it's free to even start a YouTube channel. All these things are free. Also, luckily, there are so many videos and so many materials out here in the internet on how to actually use this social media as tools for business growth, as tools for making money. So many people have blown. So many people have like made it with YouTube, with Instagram. People are making money, and you don't even need to start, at least initially, you don't need to start with money, you know. So social media is a very important aspect. You should really consider. So social media is a very important asset. Don't let it be a liability, because it depends on how you use it. If you use it as just entertainment and wasting and whiling away your time, then it becomes a liability. But if you use it to learn ways to make money, to learn ways to improve your business, to start up a business, to learn things, then it becomes an asset to you. Okay guys, so I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. I hope this would motivate you and challenge you to start looking into this very important critical aspect. Even if you've made all the money in the world as much as you think, which I doubt you can actually make money without investing in some of these assets that I have mentioned here. I really doubt. I mean, take for instance your health, take for instance your mindset, your network. These three at least is very impossible to make money without investing in these three assets. So let me know, if you started investing in any of these assets, are you using them to make money for yourself? Please share with us your experience in the comment section below. We'd like to read that. Until I come your way next time, take care of yourself. Bye.